everyone. Today we're going to talk about examinations. So tell me, examinations yay or nay? Okay, before you give me the answer, let me share with you some 4 interesting techniques that are supported by neuroscience that can not only make the process of learning more productive for you, but will also make it creative for you and will give relief to your brain while helping you memorize the important information that you want to remember and recall for your examinations. So here goes. The first concept is very, very interesting. It's called mind mapping. Imagine taking a big sheet of paper and drawing the central concept right in the middle. From that concept, draw a radial diagram like branches emerging out of a tiny seed, and look at the different parts, the different pieces that actually emerge from that central concept. That is called a mind map. So mind maps help us recall. They help create those tiny connections in the brain which help us remember one thing after another. So whether it's your list of chapters or whether it's a central concept or whether it's an important theme, you can try and experiment with mind maps to create something which is not only interesting but will also help you memorize concepts in a much easier way. Let me come to the second concept, visual aids. A lot of you have heard of visual aids, but how we can use them is something which is such a creative space, that there is just no end to it. The beauty again with visual aids is you get a creative space, you can become authentic. So for example, you are a person who's great with acronyms. Acronyms are smaller words created of a large phrase or a formula or a certain thing that you want to remember. You can make a nice, flowchart of acronyms. You can actually make, something which is nice, artistic, and again, will give you a great recall from that. You can make posters, you can create flashcards, but what you have to realize is that visual aids actually not only give you time to play with the concept, they help you memorize with recall, and they can also become something which again and again, when you look at them at a visual level, whether it's a diagram or a concept or a formula, they can help create a stronger memory of that concept rather than something that you are reading from plain text. The third concept, which I'm sure a lot of you are following, but I'd still like to reiterate, is group learning and discussion. Now, the beauty of learning within a group not only helps us, create an environment of discussion, but it's a safe environment for you to test what you remember. Again, it gives you an opportunity to tell your story. When we tell stories, our brain actually becomes more creative. It helps us remember things better, and not only that it adds to the overall discussion. It becomes so interesting that actually it's easier for us to understand. It makes us feel more engaged in the entire conversation. The fourth point that I wanted to talk about is not really a concept, but it's something that a lot of us don't actually realize when we're looking at the learning and the examination piece. We think learning and examination is just about studying and just about that activity. But what you have to realize is that it's also extremely important that you're able to detox properly. So sleep is really important. You should not compromise on your sleep ever. It's also important that you drink water, you have fruits, you have vegetables, you go out for a walk, especially in nature. It really helps. In fact, any form of exercise, whatever you like, as long as your study hours are not getting compromised, you should go out, exercise, walk in your free time, in your breaks. so that you're able to re-energize yourself. It's also important that we're able to exercise some bit of self-control on using gadgets, especially where interactive apps are concerned, because without our knowledge, hours go into such conversations which are not really contributing to our main goal here, which is to remember and to study and to memorize and to prepare ourselves for an exam, which is extremely critical. If you're able to moderate time on your gadgets and on the apps and information, then it gives you a more sense of control in your life. You will feel much more empowered. So it's good to use them for information, it's good to use them for interaction, but please ensure that it is in the moderated limit where you're able to focus on the real goals, where you're able to focus on what you really want out of your precious time. So these were the four concepts that I wanted to share with you: mind mapping, visual aids, group learning and discussion, and last but not the least, detox. So if you keep these four things in mind, they will make the learning process creative, fun, experimental, and most importantly, give you an authentic platform to do what you like your way. I'm Alka Sharma. I'm a transformational life coach, and I'm here to take more questions, to talk to you, and to help you create a self-sustainable growth plan. You can write to me, you can comment on this post, and we can keep the conversation going. Thank you again for joining me. See you soon.